What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here, bringing you another One Hive Academy video where we focus on all Town Hall 10. Basically the items and tips and tricks and experience that I'm gaining trying to learn the Town Hall 10 game, and then putting it in a video and sharing it. So let's first take a look. For this video, what we're going to focus on is how to gather information from a scout, but then translate that into what army strat and specifically kill squad that you would like to use in order to complement your strategy. Like a Lalo, do you want to walk? Do you want to shatter? Do you need a Valkyrie, Suicide Royal, that kind of stuff? And basically what I do, how I use that information, and then tweak it off of people within the Hive for their expertise in order to make a strategy, and will it work or not. So for this one, we have Elune doing a Town Hall 9 scout. He is, we'll zoom in a little bit here. So from this information here, we see a shattered entry, actually stone, but for a translation for a Town Hall 10, that's probably a shattered. Really wide funnel, and the entry point looks promising, but a lot of wizards are needed. And basically, you can get the Queen, the CC, 2 air defenses, probably the sweepers, and a lot of air targeting troops in that Queen compartment. You'll see the Teslas actually pop up there as well. So it's really good information out of there, as well as the CC is not a hound or a mature dragon, which also comes into play about how to choose your kill squad. So what I see from this information here, which was a really great scout, is that I don't want to use a Valkyrie combination to go like a Valk dive with the BK leading the way, because of the Witch and Baby Dragon in the CC. Like immediately, that's what I think of. It's not probably the best one to use. The Valkyrie dive to get a Queen and an Infernal Tower or an air defense usually works best when it's a Hound Loon, because the Loon is poison and so slow it can't keep up to them. You'll get your objectives before even popping the Hound, because Valkyries can't throw their axe in the air, and then you can just drag the Hound to the side. So this tells me I don't have to worry about dragging the Hound to the side, and it's probably not best to use a Valkyrie dive, only because of then troop space. So looking at all this information, I was like, well, a shattered Bolalo looked pretty dang good, especially with the 3 Teslas in that Archer Tower. I'm sorry, Archer Queen compartment. But it's really heavy on troop space. So with a shattered approach and bowlers in the mix to enter, and also create a wide enough funnel that's usable enough, it cuts into my Lalo portion of the strategy, and I ended up only having about, I'd say, 2 Hounds and 14 Loons, and I'd have 2 air defenses remaining. But the replay showed me that there's a Black Sam here. More than likely, there's a Black Sam over here, and I didn't feel comfortable enough that I have enough tankage to get over there. So let's back out of here, and then I'll show you the strategy that came up with and why we went with that one. All right. So with this strategy, looking at the troop count, specifically the 5 healers, before we push play real quick. If I use a shattered approach, 60 troop space, this is one of the meat and potatoes, to distract these Archer Towers, kind of coming in at an angle, I could jump in here, wasting a spell, or I can wall breaker in, and I already checked the lines of the Teslas, that the Teslas do not overlap the wall. But I then still have to use some troop... My kids, wee. Good morning, babe. So you still have to use some troops to funnel your bowlers in there. So this started as a shattered Bolalo with funneling troops, and then it turned into being funneling as cheap as possible, and I still was short on 3 Hounds, and so we looked at a walk. A walk would still get, basically we're aiming for everything on this line. Everything from this cannon down to this Archer Tower is going to be gone with the kill squad push. So Rather, it went from shattered as we push play here. It went from shattered because the troop space didn't agree with that to a walk with 4 healers and 5 bowlers to help get rid of the core because there's a lot of DPS and the witch hangs up everything, and you'll see that in just a moment. To basically, I'm asking opinions and help. Like, do you guys think this might work? Do you think I'll get this? Do you think I'll get that? Atoma said, why don't you go with you don't need any bowlers, and 2 rages for the walk, and your queen will get everything that you're aiming for. And if you're worried about losing her, don't bring any bowlers whatsoever. Just bring 5, like commit to the queen charge. And I thought that was key to this raid here. And as I lose a baby dragon at the top there to get rid of one of those black Sams, which wasn't known, this is the second tip coming in. Wall breakers in, timing it out. I'm trying to basically get my beefy BK that's only under 1 point defense out of here into the core to help take care of this section right here. So with poison going down, you guys can see that this was why this works better. And also the reason why you want to bring a charge here. So with 4 healers behind is almost the same as having a shattered or 2 golems. When you add a 5th one in there, that took away my bowlers from this mix. And then I think to myself, and then re-looking at this and ask yourself, with bowlers and golems in here, do they get all this stuff under rage? Yes, they do, but then they die. Then they're done. That's it. They do their job and then they're done. With a queen walk or a charge like this, almost the same tankage. The firepower is almost there, but for the sake of time, you got to be really quick with those 2 rages. But she's not done. As you see her here, she's working on the wall that she loves. And that was by design because I had hoped she would walk back outward to get the trash ring at the top. But I mean, that's just romantic thinking. That's not going to happen, not for me. And if I figured that she would come in and start helping, which she is right here, I could have started dropping my 4 minions to start cleaning this up. But really, these 2 loons at the top, you see these 2 loons at their archer tower right there? If I would have just held them, because this archer tower is not doing anything to the water loons coming in yet, if I would have held them about 5 seconds, you guys already know what's going to happen here by my commentary. But if I would have held them, this would have been a 3. But I had to put it on and talk through it because it's a great illustration of why a shattered won't work, why you want to probably use a queen charge instead of a shattered, when you need to keep bowlers on the bench and your queen can get the same, or your BK can do the same, because my BK just naked walked all the way over, creating the other side of the funnel to get in there. My funneling troops went from about 30 with wizards and a couple of bowlers to just 14 with a wizard and a baby dragon. Everything else was just my royals, and that's how close it got. I was a super sad panda. So let's back out of here and look at the one that actually did it. There was one more. TD did the same thing, but he lost his queen on the entry. We'll go to ×2. Oops, we'll go to ×2 just because how slow developing it is. The one change that Koss did is instead of having a heal, he brought a jump. And that's to basically continue his queen on to be a part of the raid and get those last ring where I fizzled out at the end. He also used only 3 wall breakers and brought 5 minions for cleanup to basically combat that time. But I hope those talking points will help for you, because I struggled for a bit on this. And my first Bolalo draw up, Shattered Bolalo, or Go Bolalo rather, is people like, yeah, that looks pretty good, like it'll get there. And then I'm thinking to myself, you know, if it doesn't feel right, if you don't feel 100% confident in it, don't do it. It won't work. And that's the decision, to make sure I had 3 hounds and not just 2. The other part is, it just felt like there was a cheaper way and better way to have a kill squad, get all those high value targets of a Tesla farm, queen, CC, air defense, sweepers, 4 freaking archer towers. And the queen charge ended up being the right answer. Atoma's tip to basically say, you know, bring 5 healers if you're that worried about it, was smart, because I lost 2 healers of my 5. in the core after that section here. And if I had 2 healers in the middle there and that was being pelted by everybody, may not have the queen left over to help finish off this raid. So really nice adjustment by Cost to drop the heal and bring the jump to get more value out of the queen that's coming around to get that trash ring versus slow moving loons at the bottom. I thought was very clever to do that. But hopefully those talking points were helpful for you. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you got to be better than the double. And I will check you next time.